Your house holds memories too. Your house needs a cleaning. Your memories, your subconscious is aware of everything that's going on.
What did you
Everything.
say? My what has memory? My
Subconscious. That's where we
the subconscious.
our
Yeah.
memories, right?
Yeah.
And so our intellect, our consciousness is completely oblivious. Oblivious. Our subconscious is holding all these memories from an eon of life. Our ancestors, our predecessors, from the time we crawled out of the ocean, right? To have just to evolve in our conscious awareness, our being. And we hold our subconscious holds all that. And so when your house, you're going back to the cellular molecular level, your house has memories too. The wood, everything, when it was built, the earth that it's sitting on, the energy you bring in, the people bring in, everything.
Oh, yes.
And that subconscious actually, it makes me sad. It feels the pain and suffering of everything. And so when you walk into that house, nothing is a coincidence. So your body is saying, oh my God, coming in here is painful. I need to clean this up.
It brings to mind, from real estate perspective, I've noticed over the years that there will be a particular home in the community that keeps having a turnover every couple of years because of one kind of a tragedy or pain or I don't know, mayhem, whatever it is. Each one's a little different, but it always ends the same way. And you just stand back and watch. You don't know what to do, really. And you're just agog with how such a thing can happen over and over and over within a decade or 2 decades to the same poor house.
It's like a haunted
Right.
house.
Yeah.
That like the story of a haunted house.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the energy. Well, this is a great segue into Ho'oponopono because I'll tell you, hi, Ellen. I'll tell you this guy, Dr. Ihaleakala's story, and it talks about the structure. So he's a PhD. He's a doctor. He goes into psych wards. What his claim to fame was, what made him famous was he went into a criminal psych ward in Hawaii, and they needed him there, but they didn't expect him to do anything. These people were chained legs and arms, some of them in straitjackets. The building itself was, the paint was peeling on the walls. It was such a depressing place. There was no family coming through to visit these people, very rarely. And it was in such dysfunctional array. Employees were turning over, they couldn't keep them. Everybody got sick all the time. The prisoners were angry, frustrated, and they just wanted him to be there, just to sign the box to get their, I'm assuming, their monies, right? The federal money or whatever they were getting. They just wanted him to be there. He didn't have to do anything. His Kahuna Morrnah, he didn't want to be there because he's so on in his journey that he can see everything. He could hear he can tap into that 15 million bits of data that are going through our subconscious, and only we're perceiving 15 consciously in our intellect. Fortunately or unfortunately, he can hear the walls talking. He can hear the people. He can see the pain and the suffering. He can feel it. And he didn't want to go. She's like, you need to go. It's part of your journey. So he went there and he would just sit there in his office. He never met the clients. The patients, he would see them in passing, but he never met with them. He never consulted with them or did therapy with them. But he would take their file and he would look at their name, read their story, and feel how it affected him, what came up for him. And what came up for him was his subconscious programming of memories that they share, like him with them. So he would feel judgment towards them, criticize, didn't understand, angry, frustration. I mean, these people were rapists, killers. You know, they had very intense stories. And so he would just fixate on them, and he would do ho'oponopono on them, on him, for what's coming up for him, not them. He wasn't trying to heal them. He was trying to heal the memories in him that they shared because he's experiencing it. And he knew that they would be fine. If he's fine, they're fine. That's just how it works. And once you start doing it, I promise you, you will have deeper understanding to this, because you'll have more room for clarity from the divine to come through. Because we're
So
really in our
Tisha, what exactly do you do more than the 3 sentences?
Judy, we will get there, love.
All right.
I'm gonna let me share his story. Let me share his
Please,
story.
please.
I gotta
Sorry,
get
I'm
you
sorry for
excited
disturbing.
first.
Yeah.
You're already there. Judy wants me to cut to the chase.
I'm not. I wonder. I'm curious.
So anyway, so he's doing this for each person, each file, and he's just and exactly, Judy. He's saying he's feeling the experience, he's feeling the judgment, and he's saying to himself, to his inner child, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for the errors in me that's manifested this, their pain and suffering, this that I'm experiencing with them, these thoughts that I'm having around them. And he would do his ho'oponopono, throughout the day. And then he would just walk around the halls, and as things came up, he would do the clearing to his inner child for feeling and having any thoughts, any analyzing, any expectations, any attachments to them, all of it, all the trash that comes up in our mind. And he would clear it. And after so many months, I think 3 months, people stopped getting sick. The patients calmed down, everybody calmed down. And it was kind of an evolution. The chains came off. There's no more straitjackets. People started coming, family started visiting. And in 3 years, they closed down the prison because everybody was healed or moved on. Most of them. I think there's a couple people that had to go to different places in their healing, but for the most part, like, it was done. And what he said was the walls in the building could not hold paint. They kept having painters come in and scrape and repaint, and the paint would peel off the walls. The building was so sad. It was so unhappy. And the plants could not grow. Nothing could grow in that place. It's like, we can understand, oh yeah, the people got sick. Of course, all that energy, we're there. We understand that. But I mean, when you think of the cells in the wall, that everything has consciousness. That's why I wanted to share the stories, because of Judy's experience with her house. So we're going to learn how to easily connect to the house, love it up, and then ask it what its story is. If you're like me, you're not going to hear the story, but it's okay. Just hold space, let it share the story, because your inner child is hearing all of it. And then you do ho'oponopono. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for the errors in me that's manifested the pain and suffering of my house. I let this go. Your house will heal, and everything, it will heal itself. And then you can give your house the tools, teach your house how to heal itself. After you love it up, you do the cleaning, do it till you feel it's appropriate after maybe 2 or 3 days, and tell the house, you can do this tool too. It's just a tool. You're holding on to your own memories, house. You're responsible. You are not a victim. You are holding on to your pain and suffering. Everything that's going through you, you're having reactions to. Oh, Mom and Liam were fighting, so I felt that. Well, you can let that go. You're deciding to hold on to that memory of that energy that I put you through. And I've already said I'm sorry, and I've cleaned it. Now it's up to you to clean yourself. Let it go. And that is how it works with the people. When we clean ourselves, they will clean up too. And they don't even have to know about ho'oponopono. We just have to clean it up in ourselves. So I wanted to share that story so you can see how profound the cleaning is and what he did. And you can look it up. It's all over the internet. It's amazing. He never He didn't do any therapy work with them. And when you watch his interviews and his workshops, you might feel a little like that woman, a little like in your face, because he says, all of you healers in this room, we have to talk. We have to talk. All you therapists, we're going to get to a point that, yeah, you got to collect the check, but you don't have to do anything. You just do Ho'oponopono on yourself. You got to look busy when they come in there, but you're not healing them. You can't heal people. You cannot, and I'll go into that a little bit because it made the hair stick up on my neck. He shared a story. So many stories. So it's important that we understand as healers, and you know, either this resonates with you or it doesn't. I'm just sharing, right? So what he shares is that when a person is in having their human experience in this moment, they are experiencing the memories and the data that's being programmed through them from their ancestors and predecessors. There's a lot of stuff. And so when we go in there and manipulate what's happening with them, you can get in trouble. You can have backlashes. Which is why we do our pillar of light and cut etheric cords, remove attachments, and we put in our sphere of protection. And it's interesting because I haven't seen the video yet, but Dr. Ihaleakala referred, oh, I'm going to tell you guys later about protection. Y'all need it. It's very important. And I thought, whew, we got that one taken care of. We're already there. We know that. We got that. So even he's saying, this is like this arena that we're in with all these people and all this energy. It's always moving. And we're holding on, and our subconscious is suffering. And it's interesting. I went to bed last night and I was like, and I'm sorry, I'll share this stuff with you, but I was like, I can't do this tomorrow. I am nobody. They just need to go watch it. They need to read the book. I can't, there's so much. I'm not doing it. I'm canceling, calling it sick. And I knew I would, but I was like talking to my inner child, like expressing her out loud, you know. I was like, okay, we're just going to ask God for help. I'm just going to ask God to come through, because this is programming. I'm not at zero. My slate is not clean. I'm not feeling enough inspiration and creation. I'm lost in my intellect. There's the subconscious and there's the conscious. The consciousness is clueless. We are getting fed, the subconscious comes in this 15 bits that we can understand it. We're judging it. We're having fear. We're analyzing it. It is clueless. And it was just enough for me to say, I'm out, you know, and then enough inspiration came through because I'm practicing. So I did Ho'oponopono last night. And I asked God, just let me know, let me heal and erase those memories that are blocking me from being inspired right now. And this is how Ho'oponopono works. It's based on whatever is coming into your intellect at the moment, every day, all day. Because what you're going to understand is that everything that comes up is memories, it's programming, it's data. The goal is to get to zero, to the void, to pure, to a clean state. Do you know when you're pure, like Buddha called it the void, right? When you're at the void, or Christ calls it the pure of heart, or now that the language is zero, it's all the same. It's getting to a point that there's a blank page. There's nothing on it. And when our mind, and Teresa and Rodney know the sentence, when our mind share in the thoughts of God, we are at 0. That's from A Course in Miracles. And the goal is to get our mind to be sharing the thoughts of God all the time. Source. And so what we're learning is that there's 2 ways of thinking with Ho'oponopono. This is what the understanding. There's trash, which is everything you think, pretty much. And there is inspiration and creation. And in order for the inspiration, the creation to come through, we have to make room in the trash. So let's talk about trash. What does that mean? Everything is trash. And some of the big aha moments I'm having right now is planning. I'm always planning. I'm a future thinker. Some people think of the past. They're more memory people. They live and they want to feel love and joy or sadness, whatever. They're past people. They're always looking for that, what made them feel good before. I am constantly, I throw everything away. There's not anything under my bed. I'm constantly nagging at my husband about the crap in the garage. I like everything. Just my mom's laughing, the poor guy. I like everything. I want plants and space. That's what I'm, so anyway, sorry. So I'm always planning, which means I am not feeling present and accepting what is right now. Because if I just sit here in presence of not thinking of the future, oh, I feel so good. Everything's perfect. I just feel love and relaxed and happiness. I laugh easier. And so, like coming into this today, I didn't take any notes. Every time I picked up a pen to take a note, I put it down. Every time I repeat things over, I stop and do Ho'oponopono. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Dear child, we are reactive right now. We feel like we need to hold on to these words to remember the feeling that this is bringing me right now to share later. And words are just pointers to an experience, right? We learned that from Eckhart Tolle. Well, so many teachers, but he's a big one for me. And so when we're holding on to these symbols to label things, to identify with them, we're grasping, we're thinking, we're analyzing. So when you think about the world, you think about that 0 space, that you think of a blank sheet in your mind, white blank sheet. When we're all there, we are one in the zero-ness, right? We are one. When we came into this world of reality, we became fractionalized, independent units of consciousness. We're separate. Now we're in ego space. And the ego is based on our 5 senses. That's how we experience this world. And the memories, they're right there. Oh, and memories are good. I don't want to put my hand in the fire because it'll hurt. Ouch, right? I mean, we need our ego, we need our memories to be safe. But when we analyze, like science, I'm grateful for science, but when we take something and we are analyzing it, like my cup, and we want to understand this cup, the weight of the cup, the feeling of the cup, the coffee that it holds, its temperature, how great it is, and its taste. When we analyze something, we have fractionalized ourselves deeper away from source. We're fractionalizing things more and more through analyzing. Our analytical mind keeps us in the trash. We're always dissecting things to a deeper and deeper level of sectioning all things off from source. So when we let go of analyzing and planning, we allow more space to come in for inspiration and creation. Because we are source. We are as a creator made us. We are creation. And we just forget because we chose to forget to have this experience. I don't know why. I have no idea. I clean on that. When I start to think of why, I clean. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for whatever feels a need to know this. Let this go. These are memories. So let's talk a little bit about memories. So memories are based on belief systems and lack of awareness. When we left source to have this independent, this come into this fractionalized experience, human experience, we came into ego space, linear time, the cosmos, linear. It's time. We created time, death. Separate. We're separate. You're there. I'm here. We're separate. Things are good. Things are bad. All ego. We start thinking, analyzing, reacting. Then we have belief systems to how it works, what we're feeling, because we start accumulating memories. This is better than that. What they're doing is wrong. They should do it this way. I expect them to be this way. That would be better for them. This is belief systems. And can you imagine belief systems for an eon? That's a lot. And lack of awareness for an eon of lifetimes. And just to give some backing to that, because I tend to be left mind, left brain sometimes, a lot of the time. I took my path is becoming more clear to me. The reason I became a hypnotherapist, clinical hypnotherapist, is because I needed to understand past lives. I needed to understand how that worked and how people can go into the life between lives and have experiences. People that did not believe in past lives, that were atheists, having incredible experiences, speaking other languages. and when they go to a past life, feeling the pain and suffering of that life, like they are in it right now. That is what our subconscious is holding on to. All that pain and suffering. So that's actually, it's funny, that brought me back around. So last night when I went to bed and I asked for some guidance on some inspiration, I had rememberings of all my hypnotherapy sessions, a lot of and the books that I've read, and the understanding that our subconscious is suffering. We don't think it is because we're in this lifetime right now having this experience, but it is full of pain and suffering. And so that inner child needs to be healed. She needs to let go of all that programming. And the good news is it's just data and it can be released through Ho'oponopono. It's just a way. Ho'oponopono is just a way, right? So many ways. This is one that I love because it is simple. I am seeing the effects in my life. My mom has been sharing it. I'll let her share a story later about it with people. People are getting teared up. In their subconscious, that inner child is, they don't even know why they're feeling emotional when she's sharing this. But they're like, this resonates. This, I have to, oh my gosh, thank you. Our inner child wants to be free. So the thing is about Ho'oponopono is that this programming, this data that she's been holding on to, she needs to be taught she can let it all go. And that is through meditation with her. And so there is a meditation that Ihaleakala does of connecting with the inner child and having a conversation with her and starting this process. And so I recommend doing it once, and that's it. Just got to do it once. It's a meditation. You just kind of go deep within. Other people I've referred to have called me and said, I had some big movement from that. Tears. Like, I think Lexi, was that you? Were you one of those people that experienced somebody? No. Okay. A couple of people have had some really incredible, profound experiences. So what happens is you connect with your inner child and you're saying, I love you. I am so sorry that me and my ancestors and my predecessors have created all these belief systems and lack of awareness that have created the errors in me. that have manifested in your pain and suffering. And this world that I'm perceiving is all from that. You are perceiving this world based on your subconscious thinking. There's lots of books now on it. I mean, I don't even have to sell this anymore. It's proven. There's so much, scientists are proving it. I can go on and on with the experiments. They're amazing. I got a book. You have to get this book. If you are like me and you tend to be right brain, left brain sometimes, this book is wonderful. It's called The Holographic Universe. It is a famous, well-known book. It's a bestseller. The guy's name is Michael Tolbert. It talks about science proving we're in a hologram and how and why, and the experiments will blow your mind. And it's famous scientists. You'll recognize the names. And actually through this book, he also goes into all different realms of healing, quantum physics, everything, but it's simple terms, and it's science backed. It's great. I'm moving away from that part of my brain, but now I've had to have all of the information to get me there and the experiences. So knowing that we are in this holograph, that we are dreamers of the dream, know that it's coming up from your subconscious, from your inner child, and we can free it up through Ho'oponopono by, this is the kicker, you have to take 100% responsibility for everything you experience. No more, that happened to me. No more. We're not victims. We are victims of our circumstance because we created it. So if you look at, yeah, I mean, sure, but we created it, right? I'm a victim of my own self-punishment. And so Ho'oponopono is connecting with the inner child and taking 100% responsibility for all of our belief systems and our lack of awareness for an eon, and saying, I am so sorry. Please forgive me for allowing you to store all these memories and this pain and this suffering. I'm so sorry. But I'm so grateful you're with me and you're my partner, and we're going to get through this. You have the power to let it all go. Thank you for being willing to let it go. We can do this. And then you start teaching the child. And I know I'm jumping 4 steps ahead, but we'll cover it all. You teach the child, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And you tell her, this is great. This is Ho'oponopono. It was given to us from the Pleiadeans 2,000 years ago. It was given to the Hawaiians. The Kahunas would go into a house. That this is the history of Ho'oponopono. So Ho'oponopono is from Hawaii. The Kahunas would go to, if they were suffering in a house, like say somebody had an addiction, they would call in the Kahuna, and the Kahuna would say, you're experiencing this memory with them, but it's your memory. You need to clean it up in yourself. And so they would do the Ho'oponopono prayer, which I have on record. We're going to listen to it in a second, to clear the air. And then they would just do hope. They would all say, I love you. I'm sorry, please, to their inner child. Please forgive me for the errors in me that's manifested in his addictions. Because remember that void, that blank space where we are all one? Even though the ego has created this fractionalized illusionary world that we're in, we're still one. So that's how you need to understand that we share the data of the other person that comes into your life, or that you see. I do hope when fire trucks go by and ambulances, I do Ho'oponopono. Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me for whatever's going on in me that's manifested this response. I'm so sorry. It's being brought into my reality to heal, to remove. Do it on everything. And this is a beautiful thing that Ihaleakala shared. We cannot begin to know the healing that we're doing for Earth and humanity by walking through the day doing Ho'oponopono. He goes, you'll never understand how great. It's exponentially healing. It's interesting because in the Course in Miracles, if you get the book and you read it, it says, when you do this, thousands of people will be healed. Thousands of people will be affected. Now I'm understanding. It's because we are all one in the void and we have to heal each other. There is no one person goes up and evolves and wins the game. We have to do this together. We have to, and I don't know, I'm sharing with us because we're family, but I would not go to, I'm not, like mom's braver than I am. I don't know how many people I'm going to tell about Ho'oponopono. If I feel the nudge, I will, but it's so out there, right? It's so out there, but the good news is if somebody's suffering, mom and I call each other all the time. Oh, I need you to do Ho'oponopono on this person. So she has brought it into my memory bank. So now I'm aware of it. So I share in it. So I'm going to clean it. And it's been fantastic. Woo. I'll tell you a cool story. It's about abundance. So my kid, remember I told you that my kid stole $800 from me? My little 15-year-old, $10 here, $40 there, just using the card. Mom will never see it. And mom didn't because it was in a different account for savings that I don't look at. And so I did Ho'oponopono and I said, I'm so sorry for whatever's in me, the errors in me that I have created, the errors in me that's manifested my reactiveness, me not seeing him as the God that he is. I'm not seeing him in his God self. I am seeing him through memories and judgment. So I did a lot on that. And then I also did it on his choices, like what's going on in him that he feels he needs to sneak around and do this kind of stuff, right? So it's two different practices for me. Did it for like 3 days. And then I got this nudge. Call the bank and ask them for your money back. I was like, what? He took this is my kid and he had my access to my card and I'm clueless. So just try it. And I'm not the type of person to usually ask for things. So I did. I called the bank and I said, I got to share a story with you. My kid did this, this, and this. I mean, this is crazy, right? But I'm just wondering, can I get the money back? And she laughed. She goes, well, why don't we just do the interview process and we'll fill out a case and we'll just see what happens. And she was laughing because it was so ridiculous, really. I don't think she's ever got this call before. So we did it. And she's asking me the questions. Did you know the person? Ha ha ha. Yes, my child. Did the person have access to your card? Yep. You sure? All the questions were kind of funny. So we get through it. They refunded all my money. I just got the letter yesterday and all the $35 NSF fees. He took $800. I got $1,100 back because it's $800 plus $300 in fees or whatever it was. Got it all back. Quick lickety split. They said 90 days. I had it like 14. This is Ho'oponopono. This is taking full responsibility for everything in our lives and asking forgiveness because we're asking forgiveness for a child, but we're getting forgiveness from God. The divinity is saying, finally, wake the F up. Take responsibility, let it go, and you're free. All you got to do is make the choice. I'm here to love you. You're perfect. I see perfection. This is what we're going to learn about Ho'opono. I keep saying we're going to, and I'm just going there, but I have a graph. I'm going to draw out a graph. But when we ask God for help and forgiveness, Source already sees us at 0. We're already perfect. There's nothing for him to forgive. So we have to forgive ourselves. And then he takes those memories, I'll show you on the diagram, he takes them, transmutes them, and gives them back to us clean and clear and at 0. And then we're at 0. We're inspired, we're in creation. It's so beautiful. So let me do a little diagram on how it works on paper. Okay. I just saw this whiteboard thing. So I can you guys see the whiteboard? You can see what I'm sharing? Okay. Okay. So let's see how I do this. I wish I had a, I'm using my finger on my touchpad, so you'll have to bear with me. So this is, I'm going to put I, the big I, because I don't obviously can't write well on the screen. The big I, infinity, source, the divine. 0. Well, it's not 0, it's the divine. And then there is our superconscious, which has direct relation with super. That's it. That's an SC. And then this reminds me of the star that we call in over us when we do our meditations in the morning. Some might refer to this as superconscious, higher self, Christ consciousness. Who knows? All words, right? The bottom line is there's something between us and source. And then there is, I know I'm not doing a very good job with this, but this is us. This is our conscious minds, our intellect, and this is our subconscious. So the memories, that's an M, and I'm going to circle it. The memories are all stored in the subconscious. When they come up to the consciousness, our intellect starts thinking and analyzing and reacting. Again, this is clueless. We're getting 15 bits of programming to the 11 million bits of data this is getting at the same time. So when we react to something, we're just continuing the programming. We're just continuing the loop. See the loop? Just going round and round, lost in our memories and our subconscious. When we do Ho'oponopono, it goes down. It has to go down. It cannot go up. When we ask for forgiveness, we cannot go up. It doesn't work. God sees us as perfect. Our problems are down here. They're not up here. So we need to erase the programming, let it go. When we do Ho'oponopono with the subconscious sends the memory, the data, to our superconscious. And our superconscious sends it to the divine. So we release the memories of Ho'opono, goes to superconscious, goes up to the divine. The divine says, finally, yes. And the Hawaiians call this mana. It sends us mana. The creator sends us mana. So the mana comes down, comes down through the superconscious into here. And all of those memories get transmuted to pure, to 0. They get cleaned. So now you've got all this open, blank memories in your subconscious, allowing mana, allowing inspiration, creation. And so, let me stop my share now. So I'm going to share something else now. I want to share, let's see if I can I just erase? I don't know how to erase me. Okay, erase. Ho'oponopono, we're erasing memory. Clean, 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 clean. That's what we're doing. We're cleaning. Okay, so so there's this, okay, so if somebody comes to you and they need a healing, I'm getting a little quicker. And, they have their stuff. Oops, ignore that. Well, actually, that's funny. That is a line for later. Got ahead of myself. Okay, so we know this is the infinite. divine, infinite, our superconscious, and our conscious, and our subconscious. So when somebody comes to you and they say, my son has a drug problem, and I know you do Ho'oponopono, or I know you're a therapist, or I know you're a healer, I would like you to fix them. You're taking on all this ancestral predecessors, all this memory for an eon. You do not want to mess with that. It is too much. Remember when I shared the cardiologist after doing heart surgery, like there's a huge percent of cardiologists have heart attacks and die because they're manipulating what's going on over here. They're healers, they're doing the work, but they don't have the protection and they're not doing Ho'oponopono. So anyway, this is happening. So we want to, but we share because they brought it over. Now we're sharing in the memories. They've brought it to us. So now we're sharing in their stuff. Their subconscious and ours is talking. It's all that bits of data. It's happening. So we just want to do, when we take responsibility for their pain and suffering and that child's issue through Ho'opono, goes down to the subconscious, into the memories of that programming for that person that's suffering, goes up to the subconscious, up to God. He says, yes, it's cleaned. We get some mana, it comes down, and now it's clean. We'll be fine. He'll be fine. But we want to heal it in us. We have to heal it in us. We need to heal it in us. And as healers, that's an interesting perspective, right? It's a little difficult to think first to think that I'm responsible for that, take responsibility for that. Number one, a lot of people have a hard time. People have a hard time by saying, I'm sorry, big time. And that's the ego, that's the trash. That's just the trash coming in, because we're not apologizing to them. We're not asking somebody in a big white chair in heaven to forgive us, because the Creator sees us as perfect. So we got to clean ourselves up. Okay, questions. I'll stop talking for a minute. Tell me your thoughts. Let's do some cleaning.
This has been amazing, Tisha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What was the name of that book that you mentioned?
The Holographic Universe.
Okay, I guess, yeah, that's the one. Thank you. So we can use this to heal like scarcity consciousness, poverty consciousness, and to help
Everything.
improve our finances?
Yes.
And
Let me
how
show you.
specific-
Go ahead.
How would you do that if it's within me? It's not about somebody outside of me.
The bank is at the abundance is at 0. This lifetime is an opportunity. God gave us this lifetime as an opportunity to let go of our belief systems and the errors in us that we've created, which is lack, health issues, relationship issues, stress, anxiety. Those are belief systems. So we have to clear, sorry, my sunshine's. We have to clear those beliefs, and it will just start happening for you. Look at what I did for my kid. I just took full responsibility for being overdrawn at my bank and needing that money.
Because I've actually used Ho'opono before, like this is not new to me, but so I'm really wondering how specifically you do the practice.
Okay, thank you for asking that. So the good news is we're going to have several more of these meetings, and I'm going to give you some amazing tools that are going to move memories exponentially. And I won't leave without giving you one today.
So
But
like
I will say, go ahead.
the structure, it's like 5 minutes a day, or it's like
Yeah,
do
I'll
it for a half an hour at a time, or
Yeah. So you do it all day. It's tedious.
Mm.
All day. All day, I'm saying I love you. I just walk around, I love you. But thank you, Gillian, for grounding me back to the earth. So the prayer is, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It was made 2,000 years ago. What we have realized with conscious evolution is that all you have to do is walk around saying, I love you all day. It's exactly the same. It's an intention. When I work with my inner child, I recommend doing the hypnotherapy, the hypnosis. I'll send it in a link to us after this is over, to our group chat. Do it, connect with your inner child, set up that relationship. Tell her what the tool is you're going to be using. Dear my inner child, we're going to be doing this Ho'oponopono by saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And we're going to know that you're sending the data to the subconscious, to super conscious, and God will let it. What else is God going to do with it? Of course, it has to work. God's not going to let us sit in this. Of course it works.
Mm.
So it's trusting, it's tedious, it's letting go of attachment, and just trusting God's got your back.
Comes up in the
And
moment.
so when you do this so let me just finish my thought on this. So you're going to go through the day. So you set up this with your inner child first. And then through the day, you're just saying, I love you, as things come up, as problems come up, beliefs come up, reactions, planning, anxiety, analyzing, whatever it is, it's trash. It's not creation, inspiration. And if you don't know if it's creation or inspiration, clean it. I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't know what this is. Is it? I don't know. I love you. I love you. And you know that your subconscious is slowly just letting go of this programming of confusion, questioning, thinking. This human experience is a mind game. It is clear in A Course in Miracles. It is clear with Buddhist teaching. It is clear with Ho'oponopono. This is a mind game. That's it. When you come to full acceptance of that fact, number one, you're halfway through. Then you have to do the forgiveness to yourself to let it go. So I'm sorry, I digress. So what I do is every morning I get up. I used to meditate and clear my mind. I don't do that. I go into a meditation, I clear my mind, I get to a quiet place. But instead of trying to get to that place of blissed out, which I used to do, now I call in my inner child. I meet her at a place under a tree, and it's a white big fur rug. And I call her to me, and we sit together and we play, we talk. She's been coming to me in a little bunny outfit lately. She's so cute. And I love her, and I hold her, and I apologize to her, and we talk. And then I say, okay, I'm so grateful to you for being willing to let this stuff go, this programming, and I'm sorry again. I do my little prayer. I'm sorry, I love you. The good news is it's just data. We can let it all go. And then I say, do you remember what the tools are? I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We can say any of those during the day. We can say one of those. But just remember, when you hear me say, I love you, we're letting go whatever's coming up in the programming. And then I just ask God to let things come to my mind. So while I'm sitting there meditating, something will come to my mind. My girlfriend's going through a divorce. She wants all this help from me. I can't help her. I got to help myself. I got to clean it up in me. I've already seen amazing things happen there. My daughter, crazy stuff. Ho'oponopono, I'm seeing amazing results. Would not have happened without it. Things are just happening. Abundance is happening. I'm a mortgage broker. I've not had like any business in a year, and all of a sudden I'm slammed. So all day long, I am saying, I'm looking at my thoughts as they come up because it's trash, and I'm saying, I love you. And which means I'm sorry for this. Please forgive me. And I know that she's letting it go to source, so super conscious. And so that is the practice. That's
Got it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Gillian, for asking, because I get all over. And then at nighttime, I do it again. I ask God. I used to ask God. I used to say, what did I do today that I wasn't my best self? What could I do that I could have been better? And things always come up. I might have shared the story. One time I was such a good girl today. There's nothing that's going to come up. I was so good. And I asked what could come up. And then a clear memory came of a telemarketer that called me and I was short with. I was like, ouch, I had tears. Like I felt the pain of like how, like this poor girl's doing her job. You think she wants to be a telemarketer, for Pete's sake? Oh, no. How could I be mean to her? And my mom had a very similar situation, some awakening around that too. It's funny, Mom. I just realized we both. So anyway, now I do Ho'oponopono and I say, please show me what I could have been better at today. And things just constant. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to erase it, to free it, to let it go. And this is not a fun, I shouldn't say, I don't want to put that. This is tedious work. It's tedious. But there's a lot of cleaning we need to do. We need to clean our houses. We need to clean our computers. We need to clean our cars. We need to clean everything. Go give your car lots of love. It has consciousness. Give it lots of love. My Tao master was all about that. We could not put a book down without I love, like everything I touched. He was so Ho'oponopono, he didn't even realize. I mean, it was just another way, right? To love everything, everything. And we had to ask forgiveness from everything all the time. This is just a different aspect. Yeah, Lexi.
Just wondering, do we have to say it out loud or can we be thinking it in our heads?
Yes.
We're doing it constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like being a therapist when they come in. You could just be doing Ho'opono in your head so you can get paid, for healing them because you're healing yourself. And that's what we do is, yeah, you can just think it. Us as healers, we want to heal. We want to heal the world, but we're realizing more and more it's not outside of us, it's inside of us. We're just our consciousness is awakening to the truth of all of this.
Can I ask, I sort of missed what the process you go through in the evening is. Is it similar to the morning? Or are you reviewing your day and asking?
It's so similar, really. It's so similar, but it's interesting to put it in that way because in the morning I tend to have more clarity of what I want healing on for some reason, maybe because I'm waking up and things are more present. But at night when I go to bed, I think I'm tired and I just ask to be shown the things I need to clean on. Because mind you, I've been cleaning all day too. Oh, I got to tell you, I had nightmares all night last night. Like
you asked to be shown.
Right? I had nightmares all night. They weren't, it was just crazy. Everything was in chaos. I was calling somebody up and asking them, oh, where can I find this on the internet about, confusion, upset, distraught, darkness. Dark was bad. But that is my subconscious was saying, this is what I'm in all the time. I'm in this living nightmare that you have put on me. I'm in pain. I am suffering. You just get a glimpse at night and then you wake up to a dream within the dream. I'm in all of it. I'm all of it. And I asked to be shown and I was shown. I was sad. So I just loved up my little girl again today. Love her, love her, love her. And then all day I'm just, I love you. As I go through the day, I love you. Thank you. I love you. That's kind of my thing. I love you. Thank you. And you're going to forget. I forget. But then I'll have a thought that I'm thinking and then I'll do it. I'll clean it. It's called cleaning, erasing the board to get back to zero state. That's our goal in this life, is to get to zero, to be fully as we were created. We are the likeness of our Creator. We are perfect. We are pure. We are love. We are beautiful. We are inspired. We're creators. And I'll just say this last thing. You will never really know somebody in this state of trash. You'll never know anybody. You never know who you're talking to. You're talking to them through memories, programming, and your intellect. For us to really know the person in front of us, we need to get to zero, to see them in their God, as their God selves. We can't do it with all the stuff going through our heads. And I'm realizing that with my friends, my family. I want to get there. It doesn't make me sad. It makes me happy to know it and to clean it so that I can see them. It's like namaste. I see the God in you. That is the goal, to see the God in everybody. Because once we see the God in them, we have let go of our grievances. We have full forgiveness. We accept them where they are. For me, acceptance is a big thing with 3 kids, just accepting them exactly where they are, where they need to be. You know?
I really need to speak up.
Please.
What a gift you are. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Namaste.
I just
Yes,
can't
indeed.
say it enough or express it, how deeply I'm grateful. I mean, it all resonates, I'm sure, for all of us. And it's interesting because I have a friend who's doing YouTubes on Ho'oponopono. I'm having trouble saying it. You've given me a lot to ponder, and it just resonates. I got to tell you that. And the last thing I'll say is the whole quantum thing about entanglement and how this nuances that for me in a personal way. And that I don't know if you've ever heard, they're little figurines called dreamsicles. They were really popular in the 70s. But probably 8 years ago or so, I found a friend took me to some Savers, like it's a Goodwill thing. And I saw this figurine it's about this big, and it sits on my prayer table, and it represents my inner child. So I look at her each day.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I've closed my eyes, like even before I came on here, I was so too much going on. I thought, oh my God, they're going to start. I want to get there. I'm like, go to your prayer chair and just sit for 5 minutes. And I closed my eyes and she just come to me.
Yeah.
So I've just had experiences like that. So thank you. What a gift you are. And I'm just very grateful for you and for the group. But you are something else, and you didn't have any notes, and this is in you. That's what the beauty is. It's in you, and you can just give it.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for all the work you've done and all that you've read and all the conferences you've gone to, right? We've probably done that, many of us.
Yeah.
But
Thank
to
you.
receive this, and it's always, but I just had to say something today. So thank you.
Ellen. Thank you. It's in all of us. We're all at zero. We're all the same, right? Rodney.
Yeah, I'm just going to say the 4-part prayer. You say that I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's only an abbreviated version. There's a long version of it too. And you can just look it up online.
Thank you. I was gonna play the Hawaiian prayer in Hawaiian before we started to clear us and clean us, and I forgot. Anybody want to stay on? I'll show it. Otherwise, I'll do it next time. We'll
I'd
start
love
at
to
the
see
beginning.
it.
Okay. Mom.
I just want to say, if it's helpful, because if this is a new aspect, if this is a whole new concept that you're just kind of brushing up against, there is a little bit of confusion sometimes. But what I find that helps me is I lead with my third brain, my gut. And if it touches my gut, I am on it with Ho'oponopono. That is my signal. If I get something here, it's like, ouch. And then that's when I'm touching it. And that's when I'm ho'oponoponoing. And that's when I'm appreciating it and loving it and reminding it that we're in it. We're a team. This is going to work. We're going to do this. And it is so uplifting. It always gives you that thing that you need emotionally. And maybe not everybody needs it. I'm constantly reminding myself, you don't have to feel so deeply, hon. You can take it on faith that this is going to be okay. Just use the definition of faith. You're going to be fine. But even that, I still have that moment where I need to do ho'oponopono. So if it helps, that's a good guide.
Thank you, of course. And thank you for mentioning that, because next week we're going to use some tools. We're going to learn how to clean and erase the memories, the data, the suffering from our house and our computers. And then you can just go do it with your cars and everything else. But we're going to do a house cleaning next time. We're going to start diving
That
in.
sounds great.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you can do it in any order you want. It doesn't matter, whatever fits your situation.
That's right. Yeah. I just happen to like saying I love you, so I say it all day. I love you. Thank you. I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when something hits me a little harder, I'm like, oof, and I do the whole 4 sentences and connect a little deeper with my child. Oh, did you feel that reaction? I don't, and this is the thing. This is super important. You don't need to know why.
Yeah.
You don't need to know why you are That's what I used to be. Why? Why? What are the past lives going to tell me? Why am I this way? And da, da, da. It doesn't matter. Do you know how much memory there is? Doesn't matter. Just know it's working. You don't have to feel it emotionally. It's like when you erase something on your computer and you hit delete, 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 do you have to feel it to see the letters go away on your screen? Nope. You don't have to have emotions around that. You're just deleting. It's the same thing. It's a tool. You don't have to feel it. Just because you've set the intention and you're working with your inner child and you're doing it. Judy, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to share with you, as my dear friends and family, while you were talking, and that's what I find also very precious, very special memories come to my mind, to me. And on the night, very early morning, when my mother passed, I would not say passed away, passed through, I would say, I kind of half dreamt, half woke up, and I was not in my own physical space. There was a room, and then I saw in a bed just in front of me, there she was. And I asked her, "Mommy, what are you doing here? This is not your house." And she said, "I just wanted to see you before I go further." And a few hours later, my 2 nieces came to me and they informed me that my mother passed away. But she came all the way from North Israel, where she lived, to north of the Netherlands to say goodbye to me. It was such a precious moment. And I don't know if I was really aware. I think I was not enough, because I noticed that I became very frightened, very quickly frightened, whether these were my fears or hers or realistic fears or not, it didn't matter. But I was attacked by fears, and I really wonder if it was not because I didn't really how should I say, I didn't really say farewell to her. If you can understand me.
Yes. And Judy, it's a belief system that we're separate and that we die.
Yes.
So clean on that. Clean on it. Whatever's in me, the errors that I've created in me that have manifested my pain and suffering around my mother's passing. I'm sorry. Let's let all that go. Because it's not real. It's the ego keeping us separate. So you got to clean on it. And then guess what will happen? you'll have more connection problem. I don't want to say, but your experience with your mom and you will change.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. And thank you,
I
Barbara, for saying that. I am cleaning all the time, and we're going to start having people that are like taking turns every week cleaning the whole time through the call. Because whatever somebody's experiencing, we're all experiencing. So for Judy's suffering, if we're saying, I love you to our inner child to release this, she's healing. Thank you, Barbara, so much. So we will have a designated person. I was going to ask Mom to do it this time, but I forgot. So next time we'll just take turns. And you're still listening, but you're just echoing it the whole time. Because as you clean it in yourself, you'll be fine, but they'll be fine. Your mom's
Thank
right there
you.
with you, Judy. You can connect with her anytime you want. You just got to clean those memories a little bit. Make some space. Gillian, I'm sorry. Go ahead, hon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, my auntie, who is my godmother, who lived in Hawaii for 35 years, she made her transition about 10 days ago. And so this is like so perfect to be reviewing and learning more about and going deeper with Ho'oponopono. So thank you.
Yeah. I love that. She's fine. She's great.
Yeah.
I've always had a weird thing with death. It just doesn't make me very sad very often. I mean, when it's your super tight family, super tight children, maybe, but most people, my grandmother, my aunt, so grateful, so excited for them to get rid of this coat and move on. Yeah.
Tisha, I
Yes.
still, even though I know it's my inner child that I'm saying I'm sorry to, there's still a disconnect. Like, so the process is that we're saying I'm sorry because this is our subconscious. She's held all eons of hurt and pain from the memories that we believe and have believed. And then when we say I'm sorry and we say please forgive me, she's releasing the data.
Yep. She's sending the data up to the superconscious, which is giving it to the divine and cleaning it, erasing it, giving it back,
Okay.
transmuting it, and giving it back to us as pure energy.
Okay. Because yeah, I don't know why I keep struggling with that.
I'll tell you why, because I did too. And you and I are so similar in so many ways. But I had a hard time giving an identity to my subconscious. It was difficult for me. But anything that we do over and over becomes its own program and our own familiarity. And then we just believe it. You know the term fake it till you make it? I swear it'll just start working. So once you start talking to that inner child every day and give her a look or an image that is relatable for you, because we're just humans, we're just here in this home, we're Earth, we're home. We got to give ourselves some room for imagination and something comfortable to work with. And by giving our subconscious, it's really hard to look at a subconscious. I mean, some people like Tom Campbell, it's a program. It is a computer. There is no warm, fuzzy anything to it. It is a computer. He can easily just hit that delete button. And if you can do it, do it. But there's something in the kahunas and Ho'oponopono, it's about the forgiveness. It's truly, it is not, it is data, it is a program, but it's based on forgiveness. And we have to forgive ourselves, which is that little girl holding it all. Because we're just not aware through our intellect, which is clueless, of really what's going on down there. So Ho'oponopono says, let me just tell you, it's an inner child. Connect with her, love her up, and keep her moving forward. And the beautiful thing is after so many years, she will be doing it automatically for you 24/7. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. It'll be a program running on itself. So every time something comes up, your subconscious already knows, oh, there's another opportunity to clean. Let's get rid of that. It's like a habit.
So we're allowing her, like by acknowledging that she's holding all of this pain, we're not giving permission, but allowing her to
Teaching.
release it.
Yeah, teaching her. We've never given her anything else. And for some reason, I don't know why, that's her job, is to hold memories. I guess it's because it's a choice we made. We choose these belief systems. So we chose it. So this young lady, this subconscious has held it all. Now it's an opportunity for us to teach her that she can let it go and that it is a program, and to kind of become more of a witness to it instead of being in the muck and the mire of the emotions. So we're telling her, just like we tell ourselves, let's be a witness to this problem. We don't have to take it personally. Let's just step back and be a witness, an observer. And that's what we're doing for her. We're teaching her how to be an observer and to let it go. She doesn't have to hold on to it anymore. It's an evolution for her, just as it is for us in the spiritual journey of conscious awareness.
Did you say there was some kind of movie or something,
No,
Tisha? Oh,
No.
okay. I thought you said there was something in Hawaiian that you were going to show us.
Oh, a prayer.
Oh,
And it's not yeah, okay, I'll show you. I would love to. It's beautiful. And I'm gonna, if somebody will remind me, oh, I gotta turn off the recording. Remind me, because to do it before the call, like the beginning of our call. Okay, let me stop the recording. And it's powerful.